For the longest time, I thought being alone was the worst thing that could happen. Silence felt heavy, like it was pressing down on me, forcing me to hear things I didn't want to hear. Thoughts I tried to drown out with noise, with people, with anything. I told myself I needed others to feel whole, to feel alive. If I wasn't surrounded by someone, anyone, it felt like I might disappear. But then it happened. The silence found me anyway. The plans fell through. The texts went unanswered. The people I leaned on the hardest weren't there. And I was left with myself. At first I panicked. The stillness was loud, deafening even. My mind wouldn't stop racing. Why am I alone? What's wrong with me? I started picking apart every piece of myself, convinced I was too much, or not enough. I wanted to run from it, to escape myself, as if that was even possible. But there's only so far you can run before you realize there's nowhere to go. So I stayed, and in that stillness, something strange happened. I started listening, not to the doubts, or the insecurities, or the fears that had always been there, but to something quieter, something buried underneath all the noise. It was me, not the version of me that tried to fit into places I didn't belong, not the me that constantly apologized for existing, but the real me, the one I'd ignored for so long. And for the first time, I realized I liked him. I liked the way he thought, the things he cared about, the quiet strength he carried, even when everything around him was falling apart. Being alone didn't feel so scary anymore. It felt peaceful, like I was finally giving myself the attention I used to give everyone else. I started doing things just for me, taking walks without a destination, sitting in the sunlight, feeling the warmth on my skin, writing down thoughts I'd never said out loud. And little by little, I stopped fearing the silence, because it wasn't empty after all. It was full of me. Now don't get me wrong, I still love people. I still want connection, but I don't need someone else to fill the space inside me. I've already learned how to fill it myself. So if you're scared of being alone right now, I get it. I do. It feels like the ground is shifting beneath you, like you might fall into yourself and never come back. But here's what I want you to know. You're not falling, you're landing.